Everybody relax. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. Hit the like button on the way in. Hit the like button on the way in, man. We finna go ahead and we back. We back. We back. Pimple and all. Oh, I get a pimple on my face. Anyways, everybody relax, man. Yeah, we had a dope live stream last night, man. We in the building. We in here. Hit the like button. Hangover, no soda. No, sir. No hangover. No. You get hangovers drinking that gas station beer. All right. Drinking that gas station beer. I woke up just fine. All right. Everybody relax. Hit the like button as we proceed, man. The gang in here. Dion in here. What's up, Reed? New Asia? Yeah, we here. We here. Everybody relax. What up, Shay Mac? Drew, what's up? Yeah, C-Rod. Yeah, everybody in here. What up, Chris? I know I'm a little bit late, but it's all good, man. He said, yeah, last night was a vibe, man. Once you take a copyright strike, that's when I was like, man, we might as well just go ahead. They go, He said, how demonetized was the video last night? Dude, I knew it was going to be crazy. I looked at the email. It sent me a list of all the companies, all the publishers. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was good. It was worth it, though. As we proceed, got Toya in here. We got Wayne in here. We got Dig Thug in here. He said, I drink gas station beer and Red Bull. Gas station beer wins. Nah. Y'all got to get off of that gas station beer, man. Drew said, that's why I sent you $5. Man, I appreciate that too, man, because they let you know too. That was like, the video is not going to be taken down, but all the proceeds is going to be split with all these people finna get paid, pretty much. So, listen, man, where do we begin? I know where we begin. I'll give people a couple more minutes to get in here while I preface this, because yes, monetize the like button, please. All right. Please. All right. The April 5th protest, we're going to talk about that tonight. I'm doing 2 live streams today. I got to give Anton Daniels his own stream, because for some reason he just be, uncut underground. So we're gonna iron this tariff thing out real quick. All right. But I want to start with this tariff thing. It's definitely a liberal, leftist, anti-free market policy. All right. Anti-free market policies. And if you guys remember, when I was covering yesterday, everybody, they keep talking about that they buy our stuff. No, we buy their stuff, but they don't buy our stuff. And they was talking about, this is not fair, and this is fair, and this is not fair, and this is fair. And it's just a whole lot of, a whole lot. He said, Ty, are you liberal? That's what Anton said. I'm not a liberal, and I'm not a conservative either. But I listen. I do see the switches that's being made. A lot of people switching up. It's a lot of people are like running towards, liberal policies. A lot of people running towards liberal policies, and they're doing it. Well, let me show y'all something, right? I'm gonna show y'all something. Yeah, everybody come in here and hit the like button. Right here. Here we go. So this is Patrick Bet David posted this, right? I guess I should be able to share this, and this is the bipartisan. I'm not the bipartisan, but the partisan split, right? It creates this argument. So like nothing is wrong because where is that? Let me see. Right? To everyone complaining about tariffs, this is what you get more of if Kamala won, right? Now, this is disturbing. This is very disturbing. I ain't gonna lie. It is disturbing. But again, not a word about the Republican MAGA man who tried to meet up with the 16-year-old. Not even what is a 16-year-old? Is it then that we're trying to hide his laptop with all kind of stuff on it with kids, and so again, this is beside the point. This is beside the point. So what happened was you get this shit where it's like you get this shit where it's like at least the economies are crashing, but at least we don't have weird stuff going on. It's like, all right, bro. It's like, all right, bro. All right, bro. All right. It's just weird, But a lot of deflecting going on, and it's a lot of people again going around the basic. We talking about basic economic principles, and they're swapping out the logic for the hope and like the faith and the believe, like and trying to believe in this is going to work. Now we got oh man, we finna have fun with this. We finna have a lot of fun with this, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this. But let me just get into it real quick. That way so we can, get chopping real quick, man. Yes, MAGA is turning to the left. MAGA is turning to the left. So here we go. We got Anton Daniels here. All right. We got Anton Daniels here. And we got Webster here. See? Here we go. No one cried when the economy crashed the same way due to Biden spending. Give me an example. Give me an example. Give me an example of the economy crashing with Biden spending? Because I want to know. Because Webster, look, when gas prices go up, are you going to put Trump did this on the gas pumps? Are you going to put Trump did this on the gas pumps? That's hey, are you going to put Trump did this stickers on the gas pumps? And then, this oil is the lowest price per barrel as it's been a year. Yes. I just want to know. I want to know. The stock market was at all-time highs when Biden was in office. That's what I want to know. All right. I want to know. Anyways, moving right along. Yeah. As we proceed, all right. Yeah, so the S&P 500. Listen, everybody gonna fight it out. They're gonna fight it out. Y'all can fight it out all y'all want, but the market gonna open up Monday. All right. And the proper thing to do was, the proper argument to have is, the economy will rebound just like it did when Biden was in office. But that's not the argument being made. It's not the argument being made. It's not the argument being made, man. Listen, I'm just saying, man. Listen, this is the best. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I love seeing people fight this out. You know what? Even before we get to because we're gonna have another live stream tomorrow. I give y'all a spoiler for what the live stream tomorrow is gonna be about. Where it's at, right? This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a whole live stream about this tomorrow. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Right here. This is what we're doing a whole. Hey, listen, I'm talking about a whole live stream about this tomorrow. Yeah, hit the like button. I'm going back. I'm doing some more stuff, man. Listen, because the history of this being a bad idea, it's like people don't care. Like, oh, Trump hasn't tried it yet. Where it's at. Here we go. Right here. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing my live stream on this tomorrow. This is what I'm doing my live stream on tomorrow. This is what I'm doing my live. Here we go. Right here. Here we go. I want to see if black conservatives are going to turn on Thomas Sowell.
Of the present president of the United States and his tariffs.
It's painful to see what a ruinous decision from back in the 19.
I want to see people say Thomas Sowell's opinion on this doesn't matter. That's that. Yeah, I already seen. Yo, yeah, we gonna get to that. Hey, don't worry. We're gonna talk about this tomorrow. This tomorrow. I want to see how many of these black conservatives who had done nothing but just Thomas Sowell everybody to death for how many years. I want to know. I want to see. Yo, listen. Hey, listen, when we talk about, culture and somebody being a visionary and somebody who warned us about, where black culture is going, and people when we talk about Nah, Davey, nah, Davey. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Nope. When we talking about Thomas Sowell is the rage bait on the hook that they love. Man, come on, man. Nah. Thomas Sowell has been law for black conservatives for a long time. Don't trip. We got tomorrow. I'm doing a whole live stream because for some reason they're not giving Thomas Sowell his just due right now in the Economic Sun.
20s being repeated. Now, insofar as he's using these tariffs to get very strategic things settled, and that he is satisfied with that. But if you set off a worldwide trade war, that has a devastating history. Everybody loses because everybody follows suit, and all that happens is that you get a great reduction in international trade. The other, it's disturbing in another sense. Franklin D. Roosevelt, when he was president in the 1930s, said that you have to try things, and if they don't work, then you admit it, you abandon that, and you go on to something else, and you try that until you come across something that does work. Now that's not a bad approach if you are operating within a known system of rules.
Mm.
But if you are the one who's making the rules, then all the other people have no idea what you're going to do next. And that is the formula for having people hang on to their money until they figure out what you're going to do.
Man, listen, man. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. Hey, listen, man. Everybody relax, man. Everybody fall back. I want to know. I want to see motherfuckers be like, you know what? Thomas Sowell, he don't know what he's talking about. Trump does. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I love it, man. I love it. But back to Anton. Let's get back to Anton. One more thing that I want to get out the way is that one other thing that I want to get out the way is my personal opinion is this is a controlled demolition, a controlled collapse of a system that they had no way of fixing in the first place. All right. There is no solution other than take down the whole system. All right. That is my personal belief. All right. But for the sake of argument, we can't go down that route because it gives people an escape hatch to not explain how these tariffs are supposed to work. So I know people been like, man, it's all planned anyways. It's all planned. Yes, I totally agree. I know Easy on it. I know a lot of people on it. But what I'm saying is like, if I want to see people explain how it's supposed to work. I want to see how it's supposed to work. I want to see exactly how it's supposed to work. And I think people who know it's not going to work, I believe Anton Daniels knows it's not going to work. And, a lot of people, like, man, even them earn your leisure niggas who was on the, buy the, I suggest you buy the top 3 stocks. Just buy the top 3, the top 3, I believe you should buy the top 3 stocks and just, like the stock market going to go all the way up and 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 up, we've avoided crashes with printing money pretty much, we've avoided crashes and we're going to have to pay for that. We're going to have to pay for that. And it's going to happen eventually. Yeah, when there's fear in the markets, be greedy. All right? Be greedy. Always look for opportunities. This is turbulence. It does bring opportunities. But this right here is not, this is going to be a whole different situation. This gonna be a whole different situation. This damn near a black swan. People act like black swan events don't happen, and but it's compounded black swans. Like this is tariffs on top of wars, on, what I'm saying? Like on top of government regulations and stuff being disturbed. It's a lot. It's a lot with this, But I mean, you watch Anton. Anton don't even have the. It ain't just Anton. It's a lot of people. They don't even have the heart to tell their subscribers that Trump is not even using actual tariff. Like they calculated their own number based off of trade deficits, which again is why the dollar is what the dollar is. All right. Trade deficits is not a bad thing. And they keep saying that, just using the fact that we have a bigger economy, a more of a consumer-based economy as well, that it's like we buy more from these people, And then they never talk about how much American goods from American companies are produced over there, and they come after the, so it just gives us a big disingenuous ball of fuckery, It's very strange, It is very strange, but it's like, these people are getting over on us. But again, this is a liberal leftist policy of these, what they call reciprocal tariffs or some shit. And the more research I went and did on it, man, this is how people was like tax the rich type shit. This is like the Democrats and the leftists. These are their policies. And to see, Trump is able to do it, and they be like, look, even the Democrats did it. And again, tonight we're going to look at all the Republicans that said this is a bad idea, because even from Ted Cruz to Thomas Sowell, it's a lot of people. Webster saying it's cap, but I'm going to show y'all something. This is Democratic policies. All right. This is Democratic policies. I'm only going to show y'all proof. I'm not arguing with niggas. All right. We're going to talk about it. But let's get to Anton Daniels.
Too much like right to make proper adjustments and keep pushing.
Let me say this too, because I want to explain this to people too, right? I'm gonna have a question for people too, the capitalists. Even Ramil. in the next live show, I'm gonna drop the link. I want to know if people believe the government should have the authority to tell you where your products have to be produced. That's what I want to know. I want to know if you agree with the government telling you where your products need to be made. And not only that, but the same government that is bringing in foreign investors, capitalizing off of foreign capital, should they tell you that you can't benefit off foreign labor? That's what I want to know. You know, that's what I want to know. Somebody say, you go to Vietnam for slave labor, we just gonna tax you when you ship it back. And see, is that a conservative view? And again, we talking about the Ron Pauls, the anti-tax people. We talking about no taxation without representation and all that shit out the window. So much stuff get killed with this tariff stuff. Like people just start advocating for taxing private businesses and shit. You know, now we not for the free market. Now we not for the free market. It will be retarded. Why? 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 No, it's not. Somebody say, you ready to be a slave? I mean, that's the only way this can work. If you force all the labor back here, right? How are things going to remain affordable? Look at this. How are slave labor is how it's going to remain affordable? I love this. I want to have it. I want listen. I want to have all. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. All right. I want all the smoke. All right. I want all the smoke. Come on. Tonight I'm gonna open the panel tonight. But this right here, this for Anton. Anton, I open the floor for Anton to come in too and explain this shit. Other than the Democrats are doing it. So again, just because the Democrats do it, don't mean like it's look at this. Slave labor doesn't make things cheaper. Slave labor doesn't make things cheaper. Booger the Gray says slave labor doesn't make he said it does make things cheaper. Yes, that's my premise. That's my premise. So if we bring the slave labor here, right? What do you think the cost of living is? The cost of living going to go down too? No, it's not. Wages going to have to go up. Wages are going to have to go up. Wages going to have to go up. Sorry. Wages going to have to go up. It says, so now the blacks are pro-slavery. You're not listening. You're not listening. Keep the slave labor over there. Keep the slave labor over there. Nobody's advocating for slavery. We're going to have a conversation though, man. We're going to have a conversation. Yes, we are. Hey, don't worry. I'm doing a whole live stream on that tomorrow. Thomas Sowell. The black conservatives are already flipping on Thomas Sowell. All right. Shout out to Young Jay. He said, "Y'all brothers support Ty City. He been putting in overtime with these shows. Brothers don't support much unless it's SBE. What Keisha doing content. That's a fact. It's just part of the pivot, though. I think we're starting to hit another algorithm right now with this." Shout out to Derek Berry. Said that Anton looked like a deep fried Mr. Potato Head. Oh man, y'all wildin'. Y'all wildin', man. Shout out to Free Zone. He said this just gonna be another wave that these broke niggas are gonna miss out on, regardless to the money and wealth, like the Edmores before them. Wow, man. y'all going crazy in the chat today, man. Everybody. Y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all going wild. Yes, absolutely. Yes. That's a fact. Nigga, I can't wait. I'm gonna bring back all the Republicans who fought against tariffs. And I'm gonna bring up all the Democrats that was pushing for tariffs. And we're gonna have fun. Cause I gotta give Anton props for this because I knew that the Democrats were pushing tariffs. I didn't know that they was pushing it so heavy though. Till I went to go look. I'm gonna bring up Ronald Reagan. I'm gonna bring up everybody and you're gonna see, even he was like, yeah, Barack Obama was for tariffs. All these Democrats for tariffs, because guess what? Guess what? It's liberal policies. And you gonna hear Anton make all the liberal arguments that the Democrats was making about why we need to put tariffs on China. They're polluting the earth and the climate change. And those are liberal policies. This is not a gotcha. This is not a gotcha. Like, look, even Nancy Pelosi, but we're going to get into that too. I already know Anton would never open the floor so we can chop it up, because this right here is silly. Using Nancy Pelosi.
There's no adjustments that you need to make. You just need to continue the dollar cost average. Rashawn Irving says this is hypocritical at its finest. Nancy Pelosi presented the same argument with the graph in 1996. Check the video. Mika spoke on this yesterday on her channel. Oh, well, you know what? Let me hold off on going over into China's reaction to it. And let's talk about that. Nancy Pelosi. See, you didn't know that I was prepared, but I am. For all of the raging liberals and the Democrats that feel some type of way about it, let me share something with you really quickly, because I really, really want y'all to understand that this is not personal. This is something that even Democrats support, but they are gaslighting you into believing that they don't, because they want to remove Trump from power because he's the person that's actually putting America in the best position possible. This is Nancy Mace from 1996 speaking specifically about what Trump is doing today, but they never had the balls to implement it back in their time. Check it.
Now look, Nancy Pelosi, right? 1996. Nancy Pelosi, 1996. All right. Nancy Pelosi, 1996, right? Man, shout out to AZ Tech for the cash app, man. Appreciate that. You know who else was a Democrat in 1996? use your thinking MAGA cap. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Uh-oh, look at Drew. Uh-oh. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there go Ramil right there. What's up, bro? Let me get this out the way. Tonight we gonna have the tariff throwdown around this motherfucker. He said Anton won me over with cooking broke people. I fuck with that shit too. He be going in on broke people. Big time. He do be going in on broke people. 1996. Mr. Donald Trump himself, registered Democrat. All right. It's okay. You just got to accept his Democrat ways, you know. Yeah, the tariff cage match. Yeah, tonight gonna be lit. I already know. That's why I gotta hurry up and get this out the way. But yeah, Nancy Pelosi, 1996. Let's go.
Get out.
I'd like to call the attention of our colleagues to this chart on the status quo that the business community is asking each and every one of us to endorse today. Right now, we have a $34 billion trade deficit with China, the 1995 figure.
Yep, because again, we buy more than they sell to us. That's just business, okay? Supply and demand. All right, supply and demand is not unfair. Supply and demand is not unfair trade practices. It's not. I mean, like, as much as they try to soak it down and try to, you know, bro, supply and demand is not unfair. All right. It's not unfair. Somebody say it sound different with real teeth. Y'all wildin'. Yeah, everybody hit the like button as we proceed. You know, this is a trade deficit. No, that is supply and demand. That's what that is. All right. They don't buy our beef. They don't buy from us. Like you said, DEI economics. Like, you know, they don't buy from you. It is what it is. I'm sorry. You know, people, supply and demand is not unfair.
It will be over $40 billion for 1996.
Now remember, this is 1995, 96. Imagine what it was like today.
Since the Tiananmen Square massacre, this figure has increased 1,000% from $3.5 billion then to about $34 billion now.
And that's because our economy got stronger. All right. Our economy got stronger and we're able to buy even more stuff. All right. So this whole thing where it's just like, yo, these other countries are like just doing us so dirty and all the rest. It's just nobody believes that. Nobody believes that unless now people be like, well, you know what? Madagascar has to pay. Vietnam has to pay. Crazy, man. Moving right along. Moving right along.
In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal? On exports, China.
Look at Anton. Did she just say reciprocal? Did she just say reciprocal? Did you hear it? Yes. Yes. This is kind of like, I ain't gonna front with just very unoriginal, like the chart, the language, all this. It's all democratic. All of this stuff is. Listen, this was before my time. I had to go back and look up all this stuff. All these Democrats using the same language, same terms, all that stuff. This is again, yeah, left-leaning conservative when it comes to business. It is what it is. You know, but I'm gonna bring up the big hypocrisy with Nancy Pelosi. Shot the Dig Thug. He said for them to go against tariffs and Tesla now is the only reflecting how quick people can switch up. Makes you wonder if Republicans did more liberal things, will Democrats become phased out? Yes. But this is what I'm saying. This is a whole new situation. This is MAGA. This is not the Republican Party, right? The Republican Party got took over by this MAGA faction of it that would never be on this type of shit. You know, the free market guys. We going back to Reagan. We're gonna go back to Reagan. All right. When Reagan said, hey, let's give blanket amnesty to over 3 million illegal immigrants so we could get grandpa country jumping again. All right. So we could get they understood cheap free labor and shit. Real shit. This is the Republicans who said, no, we fighting we're going to fight every minimum wage raise proposal ever. We're going to make sure that minimum wage is minimum wage. We're not hiking minimum wage. All right. So again, we're going to talk about this shit, man. Like for real, talk about it. If we got to do the left right paradigm shit, right? I found a Ronald Reagan clip that was crazy on tariffs. We're gonna bring all this shit up, man. You know, just accept it. All right. The MAGA hat might have to be purple, red and blue mixed together. They might the new MAGA hats might be purple while we fucking around. Like yeah. Look at this nigga. This nigga Anton, like, did she just say? Yeah, she did.
1,000%, from $3.5 billion then to about $34 billion now. In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal? On exports, China only allows certain.
Wait a minute. She back then was using the exact same charts, the exact same tactics, the exact same verbiage, the exact same examples.
Oh, I wonder where Trump could have got this from.
And it's just exaggerated now because the numbers are so much bigger and we've been subsidizing China for so long.
We don't subsidize China, man. See, oh my God, man. You could just say stuff like, let's how are we subsidizing China? Like, where's the Chinese subsidies coming from? You know, and again, oh my goodness, that is, you know, I mean, we in some wild times, man. We subsidize China. Fuck it, I'm going with it. We subsidizing China,
and y'all want y'all Temu products. So wait a minute. Nancy Pelosi, a raging Democrat liberal, and trust me, listen. I have examples from Barack Obama.
Yep.
I'm just going to stretch them out through next week.
I want you to bring all the examples. You know what? Every time you bring out an example, we might have to do this.
I have examples from Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
I have examples from some of the most prominent Democrats of all time.
Yes. Yep. I'm so glad. I really do want everybody to go look into how Team Blue was pushing for these tariffs. All right, because the kids, the child labor laws, the environment, China doesn't use clean energy. This was part of the whole, listen, man, all of this, everything they was like, we gotta put these tariffs on them, you know, in order, but they wasn't rocking with it. You know, it is what. Oh man, don't be upset with me. I want Anton to roll out all the Democrats and then be like, maybe Trump should do this. I want to see it. And it's such a bad idea that the only explanation is this has got to be a done on purpose. He said, if you don't tariff, you run your own country out of business. No, you don't run your own country out of business. If American companies are, let me get out of there, man. Let me get out of there. People think that we're buying directly from China, that we're suffering. All of these corporations are suffering. Lord have mercy. Anyways, moving right along, man. I gotta get through this. Tonight I'll listen to all the arguments. But right now, Anton got to go ahead and let everybody know how he's okay with all these liberal policies.
They were saying we needed to do this back in 1996. 30 years ago, they were saying that we needed to do this. The Democrat Party, who has now become so far left that everything Trump is doing, they say, oh no, it's bad. The market. We needed to do this 30 years ago, and we wouldn't even be in this position if they actually had the balls to not ship our jobs overseas and ship our jobs over to
The jobs were shipped over way before 96.
China with the North America Free Trade Agreement and all of these opening up of our borders.
Jobs was gone already. Based on the information that she's presenting right now, the jobs are gone. The jobs are gone. In 96, based off this chart that she just presented, the jobs are already gone, dog. Grandpa country was sold a long time ago. Grandpa country, see that right there? Jobs, 10 million jobs created and 170,000 jobs in America. That means those jobs gone. All right. That means that we 30 years late from this point, based off of your logic. All right. Gone. Out of there. Finito.
If they had the balls to do it, they were. This is why I said that the Democrats.
I believe NAFTA was put in by Clinton, I believe. The North American Fair Trade Agreement.
Democrats of yesteryear ain't the same.
But Trump got rid of it in his first term and made the UXMC or whatever. But now he came back and he crying about his own deal. So, yeah, you got Trump crying about his own trade agreement that he put together. You know, it's like, whatever. Let's go.
Same Democrats of the day. They're using the same logic, the same verbiage, the same.
This is where it came from. He not understanding this is the origin of Trump's, you know what I'm saying? He don't understand that.
Examples. They're using the exact same thing. At the dog, how are y'all sitting here gaslighting me while they supported the very thing that Trump is doing today? This was not a Republican versus Democrat issue. This was something that Democrats was advocating for in 1996.
Yes, he is correct. This shit was not bipartisan. Hey, all this tariff business, I'm gonna show y'all. That the conservatives was against this. They wanted cheap labor. All right, they wanted the cheap labor. I'm just being honest. They broke up the unions. They did all that shit, you know. And now you got unions who are fighting for the protection of illegal immigrants, like what is it? It's like, I forgot what they call them. They don't call them undocumented. Hey, what do they call them in the union, New? What they call them in the union, New? Shout out to a man support man says, I don't know if you answered the question. If other countries put tariffs on America, what's wrong with Trump putting tariffs on them too? Okay. Again, like the reason why other countries tariffs, right, is not to like just get over on America. All right, the U.S. dollar is way, way, way stronger than theirs. You have some countries put a tariff in, and the tariffs is not 30-some%, Bob, because again, they lied when they put the chart together. They wasn't using tariffs. They did the math based off of trade deficits. It only means that supply and demand, we buy more than they buy from us. That's where they got their numbers from. So the US dollar is so strong that even their own currencies fluctuate so much that they put a tariff in there to make the trade stable. You know, we're gonna talk about it, Ramil. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. You know, but I mean, when none of these countries is like bringing down the U.S. economy or the strength of the dollar and none of that shit. None of them. None of them.
Examples. They're using the exact same thing. At the dog, how are y'all sitting here gaslighting me while they supported the very thing that Trump is doing today? This was not a Republican versus Democrat issue. This was something that Democrats was advocating for in 1996. The same people that are in power. Nancy Pelosi is still in power today. She just pushed Joe Biden out for the election in order to get Kamala Harris. The same thing. Same language and everything.
Is that reciprocal? On exports, China only allows certain industries into China, of U.S. Industries into China, and therefore only 2% of U.S. exports are allowed into China. On the other hand, the U.S. allows China to flood our markets with a third of their exports, and that'll probably go over 40%. And it's limitless because we have not placed any restriction. In terms,
let's get to the jobs part. This is the most important part. This is the part that really kills me right here.
Now, let's do this because we gotta let's do this, right? Do you think in 1996 the Chinese consumer was just going to buy up American products? I really want to know if people think that we can flood these other markets with American produced products. While we talking about 96, a lot of these people had just started turning on their middle class. Like it's like yes, we would have killed it in China. You know what I'm saying? Competing with them on their own. No. We just supposed to let China flood the block. Listen, man. China, again, that's a whole nother thing. China's labor is what's being used. China's labor is what's being used. All right. Look at the stock market. All right. Well, we're going to get to that too. Because it's like they're flooding the block with their labor. It's like, what are they flooding the block with? iPhones? What is China flooding the block with? Let me know what China. What is Apple? What products? Give me the Chinese brand products that are flooding the market, that are not owned by American companies. Give me the name. I want to know what company. Give me the Temu is not flooding the market. Somebody said fentanyl. And fentanyl is another another goofball argument too. Yeah, Temu is flooding the market. Give me the brands. I want the brands. If you say they I want to know. give me the yo, Temu ads are flooding the US market. I ain't gonna lie. New era baseball caps They're flooding the US market with American brands and American companies. They're flooding us with American, you know. It doesn't go to China. Yeah, Fashion Nova, Fashion Novas, you know, made in China. That's it. That's it. And this goes back to my argument with labor. It all goes back to labor. TikTok, oh, we might have to have a conversation tonight about TikTok too. You know, because that's, you know, we might have to have a conversation about TikTok too. We know where the profits go. But the thing is, they sell it to you like, oh, it's China. China. He said, so China doesn't make American products. No, they do make American products. The money and proceeds go to the American economy. There's no way around that. There is no way around that. China. Shout out to Carlton. He said, what up, Ty? It's sad to see Anton buck dance and cape for MAGA. Hey, man, listen, man. The thing about this too is that they flooded us with they flooded us with the coronavirus. Hey, y'all got me on that one. I ain't gonna lie, y'all got me on that one. That was the Wuhan, what they call it, Wuhan. Let me get out of there. I'm trying to keep this stream. I'm just playing YouTube. They do lead the market on the pandemic. That's one thing we should put a tariff on their ass for. Like, hey man, we didn't want this, you know. How much Wuhan flu y'all exported? That's what we should be taxing them for. You know. Shout out to Superside said one of the biggest reasons for the Civil War was don't get me started with that, because you know niggas gonna deny that too. But I'll answer it in the correct way, Supersly. One of the biggest reasons for the Civil War was the government telling you where you should source labor from. All right, but let me get out of there. But that's not a problem no more. People don't care if the government telling you or telling you need to use, you know. Here's what it is, man. There's not a, you know. I don't think China is that much more innovative than America. I don't think that they that much strong to where it's just like, you know, because the truth of the matter is business is business. You know, business is business. Business is business.
Jobs. This is the biggest and cruelest hoax of all. Not only do we not have market access, not only do they have prohibitive tariffs, not only are our exports not
Look at Anton, he blown away. We don't have we don't have market access to third world countries to buy American made goods. I promise you, China's not going to be a big market. But Anton blown away. Now I know Anton know better than this, but it's like we don't have access to people who barely can make fucking. We don't have we barely have access to a market where people can't afford fucking rice. We barely have. This is the biggest joke of all. They're not allowing us to sell American-made products to poor people. Crazy, man. I love it though.
Let in very specifically. But China benefits with at least 10 million jobs from U.S.-China trade.
Oh my God. Look at Anton.
So I was right. So did get it right when I said that we basically built China to be the superpower that it is today. And we did it on the backs of American workers. And so we got rid of our jobs.
There we go. That's proper. Yes, we got rid of the jobs. All right. China didn't take the jobs. That's correct.
And we created tens of millions of jobs for the Chinese and built up an entire economy, while at the same time they stole our proprietary technology.
Oh, that's another lie. That's another lie. And this is why I titled this, Anton is running the Victim Olympics. This is why I named this live stream, Anton is running the Victim Olympics. They didn't steal your IP, okay? You gave them the IP so they could then manufacture it for you, okay? That's what happened. This is like when dudes get on here and say the bitch stole a sperm or lied to him or whatever. When you handed it to the bitch, you inseminated this woman. She didn't take your shit. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened. This whole thing is like, yeah, child of God, and the IP is a part of the deal. That's a fact. All right. They don't have protections against IP against Chinese. They don't even have that over there. Right. So once you say, here's the draft, here is the CNC machining, I need 50,000 of these. That shit goes right into their computer, right? It goes right into their computer. And then guess what? They get to manufacture that shit. And they didn't steal it. You gave it to them. You gave it to them. All right? You gave them the IP. They didn't steal. A lot of people be saying that shit like, nah, they didn't steal the shit. You said, hey, here is my intellectual property. All right. I need you to go ahead and cook these up. Okay. It wasn't stolen. They didn't break into the lab and get your shit. Now you're playing victim. All right. And this another thing too with Anton, because Anton understands full accountability when it comes to black people. He understands full accountability. Oh, we're making sure that we're doing what's in our best interest. We're doing what's in the best interest of this blah, best interest blah. Why would you? He understands when it comes to black people, he understands full accountability. But now we get to run in the Victim Olympics with the Chinese people, we get to run in the Victim Olympics. Like, China is the reason why people on fentanyl. China is the reason why everybody's on fentanyl. When it comes to black people is, that's not good for you. Why would you do that? Hey, there, Hey, what it is, man. We gotta, hey, we gotta stand on business, man. We gotta stand on business. Whose fault is it?
They stole everything that we've learned and we developed in research and development.
They stole it. They stole it. Anton, come on, man. You know better than this. You know better than this, Anton. You know better than this.
Proprietary technology. They did get it right when I said that we basically built China to be the superpower that it is today. And we did it on the backs of American workers. And so we got rid of our jobs. And we created tens of millions of jobs for the Chinese and built up an entire economy, while at the same time they stole our proprietary technology. They stole everything that we've learned and we developed in research and development in order to make the cars and create the jobs in the first place. They took our technology, they subsidized their own economy. They
running Victim Olympics, just running. They stole it. They did all this. The other part of this is, the fact that you think you're finna lean on these people, you're gonna lean on these people's cheap labor. Fuck they environment up, you know what I'm saying, tear they shit up to create all of this stuff. And you think you're just gonna leave them in the Stone Age? You know, you think they're gonna leave you in the Stone Age? Yeah, this like when women do dumb shit. I gotta put this in the language that motherfuckers can understand. This like when a bitch do dumb shit and then she call the police and then, you know, if she acts stupid or, you know, now she don't know how she got, you know, it's just a whole bunch of shit, you know. And they say, yeah, that's what happened. Wait a minute, you know, no country is going to let you take advantage of them in a way where they can't develop themselves. In fact, China understands this. They didn't look at it like they was just, you know, turning into this. They planned this shit. They knew that they was being taken advantage of, and they accepted that role in this global economy, right? This is why they have 100-year plans and stuff like that coming out of China, because they don't plan to be the slave force of the world forever. You know, none of these countries are doing that. You know, it is what it is, man. We say, hey, we the big dogs. If you don't use the dollar, something might happen to your leader. All right. If you don't use the dollar, if you're not trading oil with dollars in the OPEC deal, then guess what? It'd be a shame if you had a new regime in a month, right? It'd be a shame. That's just what we accepted this position, and now it's some type of problem now. Like it's a big problem now. It's like, no, everybody knew what time it was. Everybody knew what time it was. This whole global economy was agreed upon. Now it's, you know, oh man, they took all of our stuff. It's like, bro, are you serious? Bro, what we lost in the stock market in 2 days is worth more than countries. It's worth more than countries. Bro, we sit so high above everybody else economically, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. In fact, Gaddafi said, I'm getting off the dollar standard and I'm spreading the wealth amongst the citizens. And what happened to him? He out of there. See ya. See ya. See ya. And what it is, man. So I said, fuck Wall Street, y'all wild. Let's go. We're going to talk about Bitcoin tonight, too. And we're going to talk about the U.S. Bitcoin reserve. And when countries start looking for alternatives, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, Obama took Gaddafi out for that. Yeah. Hillary laughed. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about that tonight. As we proceed. You know, the Chinese people took everything from us. You know, we some punks. We some economic punks.
Proprietary technology. They stole everything that we've learned and we developed in research and development in order to make the cars and create the jobs in the first place. They took our technology, they subsidized their own economy, they built it up. We had a trade deficit. Democrats was in support of it, and I've been right the entire time, and all we got to do is pull up the previous clips to be able to substantiate it.
Democrats was in support of it. Now, again, Ronald Reagan. Oh, man, we going to cook up tonight. I got some clips because this just not true. This just 100% not true. That it was to be more honest, it was bipartisan. It was bipartisan. Everybody want to, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Easy. Yeah, he is right, but he is wrong. But the fact of it is, when you play the red hat, blue hat game, you got to pretend like certain things ain't what it is. You know, All man, come on, man. Y'all have no idea, man. Grandpa sold this motherfucker out a long time ago, way before 96. All right. Way before. I'm talking about nigga, all in the South. I keep making this point. You'll see rebel flags. You'll see rebel flags on, guess what? All in the deep in the country, you're gonna see Honda dirt bikes and four-wheelers with Confederate flags on them. Suzuki, Yamaha, Husqvarna. You gonna see that. Yo, listen, we love that shit. We love Nintendo. We love that shit. We love Nintendo more than Atari. We love that shit, man. We love that shit, bro. We love Harbor Freight. We love Harbor Freight. All right. We love Harbor Freight. What you talking about? They did all this. Nah, nigga, this is what it is, man. He said, how many American generators on the market after Honda? Uh-oh. And see, that's another thing too, is that this is not low quality stuff that's coming over here. Like that, they lost it. They lost it. They lost that argument a long time ago. You definitely know what you get nowadays. You definitely know what you get nowadays. Snap-on had to make a foreign division. All right. Blue Point is the cheaper version of Snap-on. You got Matco tools, then you got Mac tools, which they got sold to DeWalt. Listen, it is what it is. If it's cheap and it work, that's what we on right now. That's what we on right now. Yeah, don't ask to borrow my tools. Yeah. Briggs and Stratton. A lot of this stuff, man. Yo, we love this shit, man. Napa. Bro, we love this shit, man. We love this shit. This shit is like it's yeah, man. Thanks to cheap labor. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. High quality products are going to have a market. You ain't even got to do all this shit. If people think that it's worth it, they're gonna spend it. They're gonna buy it. People say, hey, that's the good shit, that's what we're gonna buy. I don't fuck with no power tools unless it's Milwaukee. If it ain't Milwaukee, I ain't fucking with it. I don't want to see DeWalt. And I don't want to see, Makita's close, but I don't want to see that either. If it ain't Milwaukee, I ain't fucking with it. I know a lot of people, they like the it is what it is. He said, wait, what about the H-1Bs? Bro, we love that shit. We love that shit. We love hanging the freedom over the worker head. We love hanging citizenship over their head. Man, shout to man, I ain't want to say your real name, bro. But shout out to Corey. I appreciate that, man. And shout out to Jaquan, man. I appreciate that too. My phone going crazy. Yep, Klein. I fuck with Klein for electrical stuff. Ryobi. It is what it is, man. Yeah, Klein for the electrical stuff. Y'all know what time it is. And guess what? I hate to listen. I hate to break the bad news to y'all, but those, it's not manufactured here. It's just not. A lot of that stuff is not. It's not here. It's not here. Somebody said, "What about the weld?" Man, I got 2 welders, right? I got the welders. I'm finna tell you how much we love foreign made products, right? I got on a Kickstarter, right, where people do fundraising to bring products to market, right? So I bought this MIG TIG setup. It's the welder, but I got 2 of them in a package deal, and it's got a touch screen on it, and it's got everything built into that motherfucker, right? I put this on everything. This welder runs so smooth. I bought one so I can MIG, and I bought another one so I could TIG weld. Man, listen, I sold my Miller welder because I don't need it no more. At first, I was like, man, I'm gonna have a backup. The way this machine run, it just felt like the other machine was just in the way. I just sold it, and yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, Yes Welder. That's what I got. I got the Yes Welder. I got in on that, on the one with got the big touch screen and shit on it. Bro, there is no way I got 2 of them welders for that price of what I would have paid for an American version. It's just not there, and it's good. It's good shit. Good shit, man. I'm talking about settings, the gas. It's just everything is there. I just go in there, wire speed, this, and they got the wire speed, the amperage, and everything set up by the thickness of the metal already. I can weld straight. I go right to sheet metal, and it's just, man, it's just clean. I'm just saying, like, there is no way American labor is gonna push in the global market. I'm sorry to tell y'all that. Unless slave labor happens here. If we can't get slave labor here, which is, again, I gotta admit this and say that I was wrong. I believe I even told this to Anton directly whenever he brought me onto his show. I told him that he was wrong on immigration. He was right. I was 100% wrong on immigration. I said, man, they finna make all these illegal immigrants work. But no, I didn't know they was gonna get them out of here. Nah, it's gonna have to be bigger than bricks, Zone. This shit got to be bigger than bricks. Bricks ain't enough. It's not enough. A few weak countries is not enough. New said slave labor been here before. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. Man, I thought the illegal immigrants was going to go to work, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. And y'all know I did the live stream saying how much I give all of them a job. I have a whole construction crew going crazy. We're building a whole town up with them, but they booted them out, man. They booted them out, man.
They don't want us to talk about this. They don't want us to talk about it. Go ahead. All of y'all Democrats that's in the chat that said that Trump is wrong, keep that same rhetoric. Keep that same rhetoric. Let's continue.
The president, in his statement requesting this special waiver, said that China trade supports 170,000 jobs in the United States, 170,000 jobs, whereas our imports from China support 10.
Now look, Chinese, all right, Chinese jobs supported by U.S. trade, American companies. Okay, that's what it is. Because we leave this out and it turns into China is doing this. China is doing this. No, these are American companies using Chinese labor. That's what this is. Chinese jobs supported by U.S. trade. All right. Chinese jobs supported by whose trade? Our trade. All right. Not many people here are creating products for Chinese companies. All right. You said I'm wrong? He said I'm wrong. Can you read it? Let me make this bigger on the screen. Do you see that? Right there where it says jobs. Read along with me. Chinese jobs supported by U.S. trade. Read along with me. Come on. I wish I had the what's the read along where they have the ball bounce on top of the words when you read it. Like, Chinese jobs supported by U.S. trade. All right, this is American companies. These are the jobs that American companies use Chinese labor for. All right, let's go to the bottom. All right, U.S. jobs supported by Chinese trade. All right, this is Americans working for Chinese companies. All right, see that? Read along. No, listen. This is labor. This ain't. Oh my goodness. Hey, listen, bro. This is jobs. Do you see jobs? The big word jobs. This don't have nothing to do with trade. This don't have nothing to do with the actual trade. This is just jobs. All right. The number you're looking for is at the top. All right. That's what it is. Moving right along. As we proceed.
Million jobs at least. Fact is that U.S.-China trade is a job loser. And one of the reasons that it is because first let me just make another point, and that is that our colleagues on the other side of this issue will say the trade with China, exports to China have increased 3 times in the last 10 years. They have. But they fail to mention that imports from China have increased 11 times, thereby leading to this huge trade deficit. The other issue, in addition,
again, the trade deficit is based off supply and demand, which is not again, the trade deficit is a supply and demand, which is not a ripoff, which is not a scam, which is not it's nothing nefarious about. We buy what we need from them, and they don't buy what they don't need from us. All right. That's it. And again, I know Anton know better than this. I know Anton know better than this. I believe his career is in finances and banking and shit like that. I know he know this. You know, I know he knows this. I know that Anton Daniels knows that trade deficit does not mean America's being ripped off. And they use that trade deficit number to create their own tariff. And they don't even have the audacity or the to tell people like, hey, you know, I know Trump showed us this chart with this made up ass number based on this made up ass number based on trade deficit. But I want y'all to know the truth. Let's go look at what the real tariffs actually are, you know. As we proceed, moving right along.
Intellectual property is a $2 billion, $3 billion loss. Technology transfer is in the hundreds of billions of dollars. If you want to sell to China, your products into China, the Chinese insist that you open a factory there. They take.
What? Have Anton been not preaching this to you guys for years? Have I not been telling y'all that I've been studying the Chinese market?
Now, yes, if you want to do business here, you need to open a factory here in China. Why? Because how else is fucking Chinese people going to be able to afford this shit? All right. Yes, the trade deficit of we're not paying to just to be paying. That's not how it works. Our economy is way bigger, and we have the ability to buy more from them than they have to buy from us. You know, nobody's being ripped off with the trade deficit. The trade deficit is not like we're losing. In fact, the fact that we are able to have the trade deficit so far off, it proves how strong our economy is. It's literally saying that we have the ability to just steamroll everybody else. It's not a bad thing.
For years, even to the point that I've been learning Mandarin. Have I not been explaining to you guys that for years, for at least the last 2 years, I've been telling y'all on this platform that Chinese requires what we're now requiring for the world to do in order to do business inside of America. In order to, you gotta be kidding me. What in the world is going on in the United States of a tariff? This is crazy. You telling me that they force American companies in order to give them jobs and to show them and give away all of their technology in order to even be doing business in China, which they never profited from in the first place?
Big T said they got to check in. They do got to check in. Is it worth it though? You know, is it worth it though? I want to know, like if somebody say, you know what? You know what's a good idea? You know what's a good idea? I'll tell you what's a good idea. Let's manufacture and produce our shit in America. Let's go to America. Let's leave the plug. I got another plug that could get this shit done for. Nah, bro. Nah. Nah. We're gonna see though. We're gonna see. You know, and we're gonna see. I want to see that. That's why I again, like I said, I got my own personal views on this. That this is controlled demolition over a situation that there is no real solution out of. All right, 30 something plus $1 trillion in debt. You know, it ain't no way to pay that shit off. All right, this is one of the best kabooms that can happen. All right, and when it don't work, we can say, "Oh, the liberal judges and these people stop Trump from making it work." I can't wait. I'm already getting to the end of this movie. I'm already seeing how the end of this movie gonna play out. You know, oh no, we're gonna do. You know, we're gonna compete globally with higher wages. I want to see. I want to see. You know, I want to see. This is a good movie, though. I like this because it's economic warfare. That's what it is. It is economic warfare. You know. He said, "Nah, Trump. I don't see it happening like that, man. Slave wages or automation or like that. That's it. You know, the cheapest labor wins. Now I'm sticking to it."
No way. This is insane. Crazy. Where's all of my liberals? That's in the chat right now. Where's Uncut Underground?
Uh-oh. See?
Where's Eric D? Where's all of the liberals?
Now look. Now again, I want y'all to understand, man. I know Anton. He do his stock club thing. So this is why I say I think he knows better. Anton Daniels knows better. You know, now to use Nancy Pelosi as an example, right? It's so bad. It is so bad If I was him, I would have made this like a little blip in the live stream and kept it pushing. All right. I would have mentioned Nancy Pelosi and kept it pushing. All right. But instead, he brings up Nancy Pelosi, whose stock portfolio is public, that you can go and look up what she's invested in. And damn near everything that Nancy Pelosi is invested in does not produce shit in America. Yeah, I'm a liberal. I'll take it. If you criticize the current regime, you're a liberal. Fuck it. Even though I fuck with the new regime. You can go look at Nancy Pelosi, right? In fact, Nancy Pelosi put policies or promoted policies to protect her interests with what her investments, with fucking the CHIPS Act, all of that shit. I would never use Nancy Pelosi as an example of, somebody who is pro-tariffs and against foreign labor and, jobs being overseas and shit. I promise you that, people, they have algorithms and apps where you can track Nancy Pelosi's investments so you can trade with her. She doesn't lose. Her and her husband, they don't lose. It's just they don't lose. It is what it is, man. I wouldn't have used Nancy Pelosi, and for again, he knows. That's what burns me up. Like you got the stock club. You already know that these companies that you tell people to invest in, the profit margins would fucking shrivel up if they had to use American labor. You know this. You know this. Anton Daniels knows that whenever they have to report earnings, if they switch over to American labor, what are the earnings reports going to say? It's going to say we made a whole lot less profit. That's what it's going to say. That's what it's going to say. That's what it's going to say. I'm sorry. Listen, this is the advantage that we have. And for people to try to act like, oh man, these countries just doing us so bad. It's just like, it's just not true, man. It's just not true. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi is invested in damn near everything. I went through her portfolio, and it's a lot of chips and technology companies. All of them use foreign labor. I'm just being honest. I would have never called me out with Nancy Pelosi. Like, you should have skipped. You should have went straight to Barack or somebody else like that. Nancy Pelosi is damn near famous for investing in companies that have overseas labor. And again, we gonna get to it, man. Everybody relax. And I know Anton Daniels knows better than this. He knows. Anton Daniels knows more than the other black conservatives about how all this shit works. He knows better.
You gotta be kidding me. What in the world is going on in the United States of a tariff? This is crazy. You telling me that they force American companies in order to give them jobs and to show them and give away all of their technology in order to even be doing business in China, which they never profited from in the first place? No way. This is insane. Crazy. Where's all of my liberals that's in the chat right now? Where's Uncut Underground? Where's Eric D?
How I'm the top liberal? That's what tripped me out, man. The crazy part is I'm so far right of all of this. Like I'm actually taking the free market angle. I'm taking the government shouldn't dictate where you have your products produced. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the liberal Thai City is saying the government does not have the right to tell me where I can have where I can source labor to produce my products for my privately owned company. Liberal Thai City is saying that I don't want the government picking and choosing which regions they like and don't like to dictate how I do business globally. All right. This is liberal Thai City, liberal Uncut Underground is saying no. I'm far right of you on this shit. You the liberal right now. You're the liberal saying, you know, we can't, you know, they're taking advantage of us. They're stealing our shit. No, you're the liberal. You're the liberal. You're the liberal that's saying the only way we can compete with China is with the government. You're the liberal. You're the liberal. All right. I'm not the liberal on this. All right. I'm not the liberal. Okay. I'm not the liberal. You're the liberal. You're looking for big daddy government to help you compete globally. You're the liberal. I'm saying the government should just let the markets run. And because again, free market, capitalism, technology, the best ideas win. All right. Here's what it is, man. It's liberal. Like it's about where my liberals at? Nigga, hey, the liberals right there, two of them on the screen right here. You and Nancy Pelosi agreeing with each other that we must stop American companies from taking advantage of cheap labor. All right, we must stop. All right, we must stop. All right, that's you, not me. I'm not the liberal. You're the liberal. All right, you're the liberal. Yeah, fall back. Fall back.
Right now, where's Uncut Underground? Where's Eric D? Where's all of the liberals? Where's Zeroyce? Where's all of the people that was sitting there telling us that this is crazy? You got the number one Democrat. I think that Nancy Pelosi is actually the most powerful Democrat in the country, saying the exact same things that I've been teaching and the things that Trump is implementing that no politician before him had the balls to actually do.
I don't think Nancy Pelosi fucking with Hillary Clinton. We talk about who got the muscle on the left. If we talk about who Nancy Pelosi ain't got Hillary Clinton. Oh, hey, Nancy Pelosi ain't stepped on Hillary Clinton's feet before. You know, I don't think she fucking with Hillary. All right. I think Hillary Clinton get motherfuckers murked, get right on TV and say what she said, what difference at this point do it make? You know what I'm saying? Nancy, I don't think she colder than Hillary. Hillary, you know, Hillary at the top with the, you know, I don't think she fucking with Hillary over there. Hey, yeah. Somebody try to expose the DNC. Your boy got robbed, left dead with his Rolex on. That's a whole nother story. Let's get out of here. Yeah, did Trump lock up Hillary Clinton? Fuck no. Yeah, Hillary don't give a fuck. Fuck them soldiers. Don't give a fuck. What she do? What they say she did? She bleach bit the laptops and shit. Hillary, Nancy ain't fucking with she ain't fucking with Hillary. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. She ain't nah. Mm-mm. The Clintons used the CIA to run all that dope out of Mena, Arkansas, man. Hey, then they used it to wash their money with Walmart. They built the Walmart. Man, let me get out of there, man. Y'all don't want to know. Y'all don't want to know about y'all don't want to know about this shit, man. Y'all don't really want to know, man. Like you hey, y'all don't really want to know, man. Y'all don't really want to know, man. Yeah, that Mena, Arkansas, Walmart, Arkansas, the Mena airport, nigga. Y'all don't want to go down that shit, man. Hey, y'all over here thinking all these liberals hey, that's another thing too. The liberals being snowflakes and shit like that. Like on the ground, they some snowflakes, but at the top, they getting hey, they out of there. Out of there. At the top, shit don't get solved. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't know what happened. At the top, people taking people killing themselves with long ass shotguns and shit, man. At the top, man, they getting in weird car crashes and all kind of shit at the top. Real shit. Y'all don't want to know about that shit, man. It's America though. That's why we love it. That's why we love it, man. That's why we love it. You know, it's America, man. Said the Epstein cleaning service. Yeah. At the top, nigga, it's, you know, don't get it twisted.
You don't say. This is crazy.
Misappropriate your technology, open factories of their own, and then say to you, now we want to see your plan for export. That's as simply as I can say it briefly. But the fact is, this isn't about products made in America. The Chinese want American products that are made in China. And the most serious...
No, everybody wants American... Everybody wants American products that are made in China. That's what everybody... Yo, we love that shit, man. We love that shit. This microphone, this boom, this laptop, it was not made here. Sorry. This phone wasn't made here. All right? This wasn't. It just wasn't. This water is from here, though. The water is from here. It's what it is, man. You know, Anton sitting there like, yeah, what? Yeah.
Of these transfers of technology are in the airline industry, where Boeing tail sections of the Boeing 737s were mostly made in Wichita, Kansas. Now they are made in Shen province, where workers make $50 a month.
Woo! Woo! At 96. In 96. Oh, you got the trap jumping, nigga. You got a defense contract, and you got the trap jumping, nigga. 50, you got 50 a month, nigga. And you think people finna switch up, nigga? You in that, man? You working the pots, man? What we talking about, nigga? Huh? $50 a month, nigga. Let's get it. 50 and 96, $50 a month. Look at Anton sitting back like, oh, yeah, profit margin through the roof, nigga. Trap jumping. All right. Yeah, we're junkie for that shit, man. We some fiends for that foreign labor, man. Don't get it twisted. Even the government. Yeah. Yeah, the airplane part. Let's get it. I got them bitches by the pound. I got them bitches by the kilo. All right.
You know what? This is mind blowing. I can't believe Anton was able to find this type of clip. That this clip does not exist on YouTube. You know where I had to go and get this clip from? You're not going to like this one. You're not going to like this one. I had to go and get this clip from X because Elon Musk now allows for anybody to upload previous clips, as well as he doesn't believe in censorship that the Biden administration was forcing on Twitter and every other platform when they came into office in 2020. So wait a minute. I had to go to an alternative platform.
Yes, free market. Now you get it. Now you understand. There you go. Talk that shit. Talk that shit.
Be able to
away from the government. He had to do what to make this shit? Oh, okay. Yeah, talk that shit. Now you coming back. All right. Now you starting to, you know. Yeah, Elon don't censor. Yeah, that's funny. It is funny. Yeah. Let's just pretend. You know. Go ahead and explain. Yeah.
upload this to YouTube so that I can present this thing to you today and show you where the hypocrisy lies with the Democrat Party and why Trump is actually right. And Trump actually supported Democrat policies from the early 90s.
So you saying that the free market is allowing you to see the liberal policies that you now support? Hey, okay, all right, fuck it. All right, fuck it, man. The free market is giving you the ability to see the liberal policies that you are. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go.
What? This is crazy, right? No.
And they had the transfer of the technology and the transfer of the jobs has taken place. General Motors, Ford, they're all fighting to get in to build factories there so they can make parts there. They want MFN so they can get those parts back into the United States. So we are exporting not low-tech jobs and textile jobs. We're exporting our technology. Now, if you take a country the size of China with the very cheap, and in some instances, slave labor.
Yeah. What labor? Okay. This the hurdle that people trying to go around. The only way this works is if they get comparable labor wages here. That's the only way it'll work. That's the only way it'll work. All right. Listen, this is the only way it works. Now, for people to just be like, man, you got to stop talking about the labor. It's not about yes, it is. Bro, the trap been jumping for decades. All right. The trap been jumping for decades, man. You know, the trap been jumping for decades. You know, we had the plug. You know, I mean, now we get to see Europe and everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Now they fucking with our plug. We gonna see what's gonna happen. Easy said labor is not the key. Then okay, so why the fuck else are people gonna come over here if they like what we talking about? What we gonna talk about? If labor is not what's the wave? For patriotism? Is it patriotism? Easy said because they don't have to. And people are already lining up different trade situations already. We'll talk about that tonight because it's a whole lot of people getting together. They about to go trade with each other. All right, it's not. Hey, listen, one thing I will say about this is this right here is going to be kind of like the COVID situation where you're not going to be able to say you wasn't behind this or you was for it or you can't. You're not going to be allowed to flip flop on this. You know, it's all about labor. Like this is what they talking about. All right, labor. This shit come down to labor.
The lack of market access, the rip off our intellectual property, the transfer of technology, a country that is not willing to play by the rules in any respect in this trade relationship, you have a serious threat not only to our relationship, but to the industrialized world. And if there's one message that I want our colleagues to understand today and our constituents is that on this day, your member of Congress could have drawn the line to say to the President of the United States, do something about this U.S.-China trade relationship that is a job loser for the United States. And this brings us to the...
So basically, you were telling Clinton and Bush to do something that Trump is now under dire circumstances because the United States of America is on a bridge of collapse because we've subsidized countries like China.
Oh, man. We on a bridge of collapse. Is America on the bridge of collapse? Is America on the bridge of collapse? Is America on the bridge of collapse? That's all I know. Hey, America's on the bridge of collapse. Well, I tell you, man. This cult rhetoric. We have to save, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like because somebody said it, like, nah, we'll be all right. This too shall pass. All right, this too shall pass. All right.
All of this time, the very thing that you were begging the president to do in 1996, Trump is doing it 30 years later. Well said, Nancy. Well said, Nancy Pelosi. Wow. Do something. Do something. Don't throw away all of these American jobs. Don't destroy the UAW. Don't absolutely destroy our steel industry.
Yes, government, get involved and stop these people from building their companies the way they want to. Get involved. Get in there, U.S. government. Stop American companies from having the biggest profit margins and boosting the economy. Why don't you get in there and do something about that? All right? Do something. with your liberal ass. Liberal to the motherfucker. Do something, government. We got to do something.
Industries, don't get rid of the plant that was making the tails and the wings for the Boeing airplanes in Wichita, Kansas. Don't get rid of the General Motors jobs that are then being.
Now, I do say that there's an argument for manufacturing as the national security. We need to be able to develop and build ships and planes and shit like that. We do need that here. We do. But I mean, for electronics and all the rest of this shit, man, ain't nobody trying to knock it off. Knock it off, man. Knock it off. Said Nancy Pelosi probably shorting the market right now. Hey, the Pelosi's, they not finna take no L.
Exported over to China, and then they basically subsidizing their own. Good God, I can't believe it. No way, no how. What in the hell is going on? Where are all of my Democrats? Because this is Nancy Pelosi, Democrat in California, who's still Democrat in California, that is sitting there advocating against the very thing that Trump is doing right now. Where are all of my raging Democrats that basically think that we were gaslighting them? But Trump is doing the thing that Nancy Pelosi and all of the Democrats was asking for. Because, don't get me wrong. We don't have enough time today, but we're going to get to it all next week. I'm going to stretch this out.
Oh, me.
Obama said the same
thing. Yeah.
Bernie Sanders said the same thing. All of these Democrats. See, I'm old enough.
He don't understand, bro. Yo, I'm telling y'all, this is liberal policies. The more research I did, the more it turned into China is ruining the environment. It went into global warming. It went into carbon credits and carbon taxes. They really tried. In fact, these tariffs morphed into, that's what they turned off. They turned all these tariffs into carbon credits and all the rest of that shit. This was the precursor to all of that shit. That's what's funny about this, because, you know, the tariffs turned into carbon credits and, you know, save the environment, and, you know, you're violating this child labor shit that we got as part of this protection or act or, all of this stuff. This is all what is they calling it? Not what do they call that, man? 21? I forgot. They had a name for it all. It's like the liberal version of Project 2025. No, it's not ESG, man. It was something else. Man, I can't remember what it was, man. Why can't I remember what it was? Anyways, moving right along. But yeah, man. The precursor to all of that stuff was these tariffs. It was at what expense? It wasn't the Green New Deal. It was something else. I forgot what it was called. But this was like at what expense to ruin the raising the temperature of the earth. They don't have clean air in China. Look at the water in China. They're ruining this and they're ruining that. And they was trying to. There was a lot of liberal policies is what they was on with these tariffs and shit.
To know what was happening back then, because I was in Detroit where we lost all of the goddamn jobs.
The jobs weren't lost. That's another thing they got to stop saying. The jobs wasn't lost. We know where Hey, Anton, those jobs wasn't lost. They was relocated. Okay. You lost the company didn't lose those jobs. Those jobs still exist. Agenda 21. There we go. My nigga. Yeah. Agenda 21. Agenda 21. Yeah. My nigga. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And that ain't the only thing that they advocated for. You know what they advocated for?
Uh-oh.
Stronger borders, closing off people that were immigrating into this country. Tariff in other countries to prevent American jobs from being able to leave and actually forcing people to do business inside of our countries. America first. When Trump says, make America great again, that's what he means. Getting back to the thing that y'all was asking them to do back in 1990, goddamn 6.
You know what? Let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. Yeah, everybody relax. Hit the like button, man. Y'all being disrespectful with the like buttons, man. Y'all being disrespectful with the likes. All right. As we proceed, let me pull this up real quick. I want to show y'all something. Let me see. Where it's at. Should be in my history. Let me get in my history. Everybody hit the like button as we proceed. Where is it at? Here we go. 1987. Let's go back in the past. I want to play this. I found this random video. This from April 25th, 1987. 1987. Let's go. This is Ronald Reagan. I guess he had a radio address to the nation on free and fair trade from Camp David, Maryland.
My fellow Americans, Prime Minister Nakasone of Japan will be visiting me here at the White House next week. It's an important visit because
I want y'all to understand, listen, because they finna talk, man. This the heat. Hey, this the heat. Because if Anton said we gonna go, he want to go back and forth. We gotta go back further than 96. We gotta go back way further than 96. Grandpa sold this country a long time ago. All right. Grandpa sold this country a long time ago. Okay. All this America first, America first, America first. It was over a long time ago. All right. Listen, here's Ronald Reagan. All right. Nobody, this is a random clip that popped up. And I'll just say, man, let me listen to this real quick. Listen to the things that they was talking about putting tariffs on and shit right now. This is 1987. All right. Damn near 40 years ago. Watch this.
While I expect to take up our relations with Japan will be
Talking about trade with Japan.
my fellow Americans, Prime Minister Nakasone of Japan will be visiting me here at the White House next week. It's an important visit because while I expect to take up our relations with our good friend Japan, which overall remain excellent, recent disagreements between our two countries on the issue of trade will also be high on our agenda. As perhaps you've heard, last week I placed new duties on some Japanese products in response to Japan's inability to enforce their trade agreement with us on electronic devices called semiconductors.
Damn near 40 years ago. Think about this. I can't wait. Hey, listen. I cannot wait to go. 40 years ago, they didn't want to build semiconductors in the States. 40 years ago. Yeah, duties are tariffs. Duties are tariffs. Now watch this, because something else happened in 87 too called Black Monday when the market, that's a whole nother thing, right? I cannot wait to go. I will go back. If Anton bring up every liberal that was talking about tariffs, I'll bring up 30 times as many Republicans, respected, well-known Republicans that put policies in place against the tariff route. We'll talk about it.
Now, imposing such tariffs or trade barriers and restrictions of any kind.
He said tariffs. He actually described it as tariffs.
Tariffs or trade
That's the word. That's tariffs.
Imposing such tariffs.
The most beautiful word in the English language.
Now, imposing such tariffs or trade barriers and restrictions of any kind are steps that I am loath to take. And in a moment, I'll mention the sound economic reasons for this, that over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer.
This is also the guy that gave blanket amnesty to over 3 million illegal immigrants. I'll play that clip too, where he started talking about how, there should be a way we can go bar for bar. We can go bar for bar. Nancy Pelosi with her portfolio being full of foreign labor. Companies that rely on foreign labor. Let them cook. Let them cook. Reaganomics. Let's go.
But the Japanese semiconductors were a special case. We had clear evidence that Japanese companies were engaging in unfair trade practices that violated an agreement between Japan and the United States. We expect our trading partners to live up to their agreements. As I've often said, our commitment to free trade is also a commitment to fair trade. But in imposing these tariffs, we were just trying to deal with a particular problem, not begin a trade war. So next week, I'll be giving Prime Minister Nakasone this same message. We want to continue to work cooperatively on trade problems and want very much to lift these trade restrictions as soon as evidence permits. We want to do this because we feel both Japan and the United States have an obligation to promote the prosperity and economic development that only free trade can bring. Now, that message of free trade is one I conveyed to Canada's leaders a few weeks ago, and it was warmly received there. Indeed, throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, man, hey, what's happening? What's happening? I told y'all, yo, this is one of those instances where they be like, oh man, the Democrat plantation. All right. Oh no, the Democrat plantation. They was racist. These people were, when these parties, they switch. We watching the switch in real time where they was like, man, the tariffs are a good idea. Oh, the tariffs is a good idea. Roscoe said this is AI generated. This actually from a archive channel, you know. Uh-oh.
Now, there are sound historical reasons for this. For those of us who lived through the Great Depression, the memory of the suffering it caused is deep and searing. And today, many economic analysts and historians argue that high tariff legislation passed back in that period, called the Smoot-Hawley tariff.
The Smoot-Hawley tariff. Oh, no. The Smoot-Hawley tariffs. The Smoot-Hawley tariff. Yeah, this classic material. This shit need to be circulating. Listen, man. Yo, what happened? What happened with the tariffs? Talk to him, Reagan.
Historians argue that high tariff legislation passed back in that period, called the Smoot-Hawley tariff, greatly deepened the Depression and prevented economic recovery.
Damn. Hey, man, I'm just, you know, hey, listen, man, hey, I just want to, you know, yo, that's some wild shit. Yeah, history repeating itself. But this goes to my argument that this is already been proven not to work, and that it's a good mechanism for a controlled demolition. This is why I say, like, I do think that this is done on purpose. But I can't let people off the hook who say, yo, it's going to work. Because I want to see it work. I do want to see it work. You know, I do want to see it work.
You see, at first, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs.
Uh-oh, America first? Ooh, Ronald Reagan smoking on this bitch, huh? Ronald Reagan going stupid in the day. Hey, Ronald Reagan going crazy. Yeah. Talk to him, Reagan. Talk to him, Reagan. Holla at him.
Patriotic thing by protecting.
Hold on. Where you at? Here we go.
Greatly deepened the Depression and prevented economic recovery. You see, at first, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. What eventually occurs is, first, homegrown industries start relying on government protection in the form of high tariffs.
Oh, government protection. Damn. Ronald Reagan smoking this shit, man. Ronald Reagan going crazy right now. Y'all don't argue with me. Argue with Ronald Reagan. All right. It's a lot of the conservative heroes y'all got to argue about now. The man said, "Hey, look, this what happened. This what happened when we did this shit the last time. This what happened when we did this shit the last time." Even Ronald Reagan said this is going to be on to protect specific industries, not the whole goddamn a blanket tariff. Anyways, let's go. Let me Ronald Reagan get into it. Let's go.
They stop competing and stop making the innovative management and technological changes they need to succeed in world markets. And then, while all this is going on, something even worse occurs. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries.
Ooh, what's happening right now? What's happening right now? What is happening now? Somebody said different time now. These countries got middle class due to our U.S. progress. Yes, and they're going to use their own middle classes to trade amongst each other. Damn.
And the triggering of fierce trade wars. The result is more and more tariffs, higher and higher trade barriers, and less competition. So soon, because of the prices made artificially high by tariffs that subsidize inefficiency and poor management, people stop buying. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. The memory of all this occurring back in the 30s made me determined when I came to Washington to spare the American people the protectionist legislation that destroys prosperity. Now, it hasn't always been easy. There are those in the Congress, just as there were back in the 30s, who want to go for the quick political advantage, who risk America's prosperity for the sake of a short-term appeal to some special interest group, who forget that more than 5 million American jobs are directly tied to the foreign export business, and additional millions are tied to imports.
Smoking on her. America involvement is gonna kill innovation because it chops off global competition for the rest. Smoking on this shit, man. Smoking this shit, right? We talk about the general. Listen, we talking about the general economic principles. Somebody said, was Reagan right? It's been 40 years. Yes, Reagan was right. All right. America is innovative, competing against the world. Yes. America is the most innovative country today because we have to compete globally. Yes. He right. If the government step in on some protectionism shit, where's the incentive to compete? Where is it? This is why free market is it brings all the competition, which brings all the innovation. There we go. Let's go.
Well, I've never forgotten those jobs. And on trade issues, by and large, we've done well. In certain select cases, like the Japanese semiconductors, we've taken steps to stop unfair practices against American products. But we've still maintained our basic long-term commitment to free trade and economic growth. So, with my meeting with Prime Minister Nakasone and the Venice Economic Summit.
And I want to say this too, because when he was talking about economic growth for everybody involved, right? Nobody's economy grew like ours. All right. China, they grew. Vietnam, they're growing. They're supposed to. All right. They're supposed to. This whole thing was just like only we supposed to like grow and expand and all the rest of the shit, or else they're cheating or some shit. That's not even real. That's not even real. Clocking.
Coming up, it's terribly important not to restrict a president's options in such trade dealings with foreign governments. Unfortunately, some in the Congress are trying to do exactly that. I'll keep you informed on this dangerous legislation because it's just another form of protectionism, and I may need your help to stop it.
Damn.
Remember, America's jobs and growth are at stake. Until next week, thanks.
Man, that was good, man. This is a random clip that I found too. Let me see what's going on. This is this was posted 7 years ago. 7 years ago, man. Old Reagan, man. Old Reagan, man. Old Reagan. I wonder who wrote this for him and said he had to speak it. Probably somebody like Howard Lutnick. Somebody like Howard Lutnick. He probably had somebody like Howard Lutnick. As we proceed, man. As we proceed. I got a lot of good stuff, man. Really. I got to give Anton some credit because he made me dig into the history of this tariff business and all the rest of this stuff from a red hat versus blue hat angle. Y'all know me. I'm outside of the left right paradigm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I don't have a favorite political team. But let me see. I think 2 hours is enough. We had a blast. We had fun. But I do want to say this though. Let me pull this up real quick. I do want to do this though because I want to know, right? When tomorrow, not today, but tomorrow, I want to know. I want to see what the black conservatives say about Thomas Sowell. All right.
Of the present president of the United States and his tariffs.
It's painful to see what a ruinous decision from back in the 1920s being repeated. Now, insofar as he's using these tariffs to get very strategic things settled, and that he is satisfied with that. But if you set off a worldwide trade war, that has a devastating history.
We're gonna talk about. I want to see what the black. Yeah, tomorrow I haven't seen nobody speak on. I haven't seen no. I want to hear the black conservatives, because again, man, listen, Thomas Sowell. Hey, Thomas Sowell is when it comes to black conservatives, Thomas Sowell is like the George Washington. Thomas Sowell is the founding father, the black conservative, because they don't do identity politics. They just call themselves black conservatives because it's segregated on the right. All right. So it's like, the black conservatives. Crickets. Like, what about Thomas Sowell? Referencing Thomas Sowell, I'd be like, oh, brother. Oh, brother. This one, Thomas Sowell. But the crazy part is Thomas Sowell is like misunderstood by black conservatives. They don't really get into they don't really get into like his work all the way. They just cherry pick, you know, they do cherry pick his stuff, man. You know. But so far, you know, nothing. You know, we're gonna talk about that tonight. Tonight we're gonna have more tariff talk. Then we're gonna talk about China saying that America needs to stop with Gaza or backing Israel with Gaza or some shit. Man, that's something else. We got to talk about Ukraine getting like 17 F-16 fighter jets from us now. We got to talk about that shit because, again, you know, that was, you know, we wasn't going to support them like Biden did. You know, we just sending jet fighters over there. We sending F-16s over there. We got to talk about Marco Rubio came out and said, man, you know, Putin, we got to see if Putin is, you know, serious about peace. So now we already know Putin already said fuck Trump weeks ago, but now they're going to have to come out and tell the red hats. They're going to have to come out and tell the red hats that we was unable to get a peace deal done and end the conflict. You know, they still playing dumb like they don't know, you know, Trump, that Biden, Putin don't give a fuck about what Trump got going on. All right. What else? Iran. We got to talk about Iran. They finna get toe up. In fact, man, I'm hearing that Iran abandoned the Houthis. We're going to have a conversation about that too. Iran abandoning the Houthis. What else I want to get into tonight? I think that's about it. But yeah, we're gonna have the Tariff Thunderdome, the Tariff Cage match tonight. We're gonna have the Tariff Cage match tonight, man. With that being said, let me check this real quick. Hold on. With that being said, man, y'all already know Anton Daniels don't want no smoke. All right. Not at all. Yeah, tariff mania. It's like this is interesting. Like to see. Like I'm all the way tapped in. I'm tapped into this shit, man. I'm all the way tapped into this shit, man. I want to see. You know, I want to see what's going on, man. Let's see what's going on. You know, people turning to leftists to support Trump. You know, that's something I didn't have that in the cards. People turning to liberals, you know, to support Trump. And we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about this too. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna talk about this right here too. Let me see. Where's that? There we go. We'll talk about this too. Where's this? This it? Nope. Here we go. We're gonna talk about this right here.
But let's take cars again.
There we go.
But for many goods, it will be paid by the consumers, and the immediate impact will be prices going up. But let's take cars again. It's not just foreign cars that will go up. All the American cars, their prices are going to go up too.
See, we got to have a listen. We got to have a we gotta, you know, we gotta talk about this because I told y'all, I said, man, there is no American cars. Everything that's putting on them is imported. Listen, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules.
But for many goods, it will be paid by the consumers, and the immediate impact will be prices going up. But let's take cars again. It's not just foreign cars that will go up. All the American cars, their prices are going to go up too. If all their competitors' prices go up 25%, and it's not quite that simple because it will be less than 25%, but it will be in that neighborhood, you're going to see every other car price go up that much as well. And there are weird impacts given how the American supply chain works. So, for example, I was talking with one of the major U.S. car manufacturers yesterday. You think of sort of the poster child. If you ask, just the guy on the street, who's benefiting from all these tariffs, they'd probably say, their immediate answer, they'd say, American car companies, GM, Ford, Chrysler, they're going to do great. Well, one of the big three told me last night that the impact of these tariffs will be the average prices of all of their cars will go up $4,500. That when you go and buy an American car from a big American company.
Man, we're going to talk about that, man, because here we go. Here we go. We got the left, right. So now the politicians you don't take serious. You take serious on tariffs. No, I take the basic economic principles serious. I don't care who's saying it. All right. I don't care who's telling the truth. I don't care who's telling the truth. I don't care who's telling the truth. All right. And here, listen, it's not even what Ted Cruz said. He talked to a big American automaker that said, hey, this was going on. All right. Feelings don't matter. Feelings don't change. Feelings don't change. Listen, feelings don't change. All right. I'm sorry, the feelings don't change. I'm not into who likes who. You got to take your MAGA hat off, Carmen. That's it. Once you take your MAGA hat off, then you'll realize I don't take any of these politicians serious. Uh-oh. Rabil said, I talked to a big American automaker. Just trust me, bro. I think Ted Cruz got reached to talk to somebody at a automaker. Elon talking to everybody. you don't think Elon talking to politicians? Boy, I tell you, man. Hey, Trump. Hey, man. Hey, this Trump regime, man. Hey, this Trump regime, man. Yeah, they got all kind of reps and shit. They got to be tapped in, with governors and shit. They got plants and stuff in the city. Why do you think it's like? I think that's easy. I think that's more believable than Trump talking to Putin. I think that's more believable than Trump talking to Putin. Yeah, very huge, Yeah. Tariffs, this time is going to be different with tariffs. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. I'm here for it. I like all this shit, though. I like it all, man. I like it all, man. We got to cover these people crashing out too, man. They having these big ass, protests and shit. That shit looking crazy, man. We're gonna talk about that too, man. That shit don't matter, I'll tell you the facts of all of this shit. The facts is the gang is going through with it. It don't matter what my opinion is. Don't matter what nobody else's opinion is. The fact of the matter is, we will see. And that's why I'm here to watch the movie. We will see. It's not a, oh man, we're going to back out and we're going to try. Nope. That's not going to happen. You know, it's not going to happen, man. I think that this time, man, the pedal is all the way down to the metal, man. They got the pedal to the metal, man. You know. So, I'll tell y'all. I'll give y'all something. Watch this. I'll give y'all something. I'll give y'all some hope that I think that this could actually work. I'll show y'all something where that could be like proof that the tariffs could actually work. You know, where's that? Right here. Here we go. This right here is proof that the tariffs could just work. All right, because everybody knows that if Jim Cramer says, and if you want to talk about people who have no like just a history of being wrong about shit, if Jim Cramer, you know what they even call it, the Cramer effect. Jim Cramer, if Jim Cramer is for it, you should be against it. That's the Cramer effect.
On a car, you go 10 on a car.
But I went deep on the numbers today, and the numbers did not make any sense. And I was actually.
I was doing like bananas in Vietnam. You did Cramerica.
Well, I just said, it's one of these things where if I'm doing 100 billion and I'm letting you're.
Hey, he was big time MAGA supporting too, man. I'm talking about big time. Yeah, big time MAGA supporter. I'm talking about Trump all the way going in.
Letting me do 10 billion and I'm letting you do 100 billion. There was a way to be able to make it work, but the numbers that they did, and they had this ridiculous. I mean, that was the chart that they had with the mathematical equation.
Well, at least he got the integrity to say that the tariff that Trump came with was made up off of deficit.
I mean, are you kidding me? How about just like
it looked like an Einstein.
I know. How about the fact that it was just wrong?
Yeah.
And what bothered me, Aaron, was that they really did over and over again. The president said, listen, it's going to be reciprocal. So you do it, we do it. And that was going to be so good. And I really believed in it. And I feel like a sucker tonight.
Damn.
Because I am not a free trader and I do not believe in free trade. And I was just as tough, if not tougher than his people, but they screwed it up. And they really they did it a totally ill-advised way. And I was very let down as someone who really, truly believes that free trade is awful for the American working person. This is what they came up with.
Damn.
Jeez, come on, have some gumption, have some math.
I mean,
he said have some math.
How in the world do they do that after all of this? I mean, Jerome Powell,
they assured us over and over again, Aaron, that they were going to do the thing that would.
Oh, we got to talk about Jerome Powell too, man. The Fed not budging. We're gonna talk about that tonight too.
So that the tariffs would come down, and the countries would that were bad actors would change their ways, and then Israel decides to get rid of tariff,
and they tariffed them anyway.
Vietnam decides to cut their tariff, and they still got the highest tariff. It was such a shame because they missed the opportunity, and now they have to pay the price. And it's funny too because none of this stock market, none of this had to happen, and I feel bad because a lot of people lose money when this happens. I hope.
Oh well, fuck them.
People just be calm, be constructive, but the way that they handled it was so Bush League that I was surprised. And President Trump has people who around him know these things. And
yeah, but it's on purpose. All right. Yeah, the Cramer inverse. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. The Cramer inverse. So that's my hope. That's how I know, like, man, this shit might, if Cramer said this shit ain't gonna work, man, this shit finna go crazy. Yeah, they call it the Cramer effect or the Cramer inverse curve. Anyways, listen, as we proceed, I got to chill out because I'm going to be back in about 2 hours and 10 minutes. All right, I'll be back at 2 hours and 10 minutes. So that's my, Hey, that if Kramer said it's going to work, if Kramer said it don't work, then that might be a sign. That right there is what I believe. All right, man, shit. You know, this shit might work. You know, we might just go down the slave wages so we can compete globally with the rest of the world. That gave me some hope. He said, "Buy some beer and wild out." Yeah. Hell no. That Ranger ain't no joke, man. That shit go crazy. He said, "What beer we on tonight?" Nah. I might get a little. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Like you said, 10 hours. See you in 12 hours. Nah. We rocking though, man. You know, 8:15ish. 8:20ish, around 8:08, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere in the 8:08 to 8:59 range, you know, we'll be live, man. But yeah, I appreciate all the support, man. Thank you. I'll be back in shout out to AM1. I missed this one. He said you're supposed to be critical of things you support, especially from people who control taxes. Oh, tonight I got a clip. Man. Listen. I got a clip tonight, man. What's his name? Peter. I forgot the dude's name, man. Peter Schiff. He tried to make a constitutional argument, but he don't understand the game don't give a fuck about the Constitution. He's like, the game don't give a fuck about no Constitution, man. But yeah, we're gonna be live. We're gonna be live tonight, man. It should be lit. I'm gonna drop the link, man. We're gonna talk about it. Hey, the gang don't give no fuck about the Constitution. He was like, constitutionally, this is not constitutional. It's like, man, shut the fuck up. You know, the Republican Party got taken over, dog. This shit ain't about no fucking Constitution. You know, it ain't about no Constitution. It ain't about no fucking judicial branch. None of that shit, man. But anyways, yeah, y'all pay the tariff. Otherwise, we're going vertical. All right, peace.